Traders are buying VIX calls like P. Diddy buys baby oil. We can see major bets being taken on the market, looking for a major correction or maybe even a crash by October 16th, to the extent that there was even some backwardation that we did see some resolution on Friday. That word backwardation might scare some of you if you're newer to markets. What that basically means is that the shorter term contracts are actually more expensive than the longer term contracts, which is very atypical, right? Typically, you buy insurance and for a year rather than 6 months, you pay more money, right? Well, right now, if you buy insurance for 1 month, you pay more than you would if you bought it for 2 months. What that means is the market is terrified of something in the short term that they're less scared of in the long term. Could be related to the election, could be related to the war, could be related to Japanese markets. We did see some currency explosions that caused some panic from USD JPY. That occurred last Friday. And we also saw some turmoil kind of leading into that from US markets, as they did have some sideways chop into the end of the week, and VIX was rising as well. And we can see that the Nikkei is also pretty weak right now. That's kind of rippling out into crypto at the moment. However, you have this dichotomy right now where we do have a ton of weakness coming from Japanese markets, which does have, kind of hits US markets because of the yen carry trade. But then we also have massive stimulus coming out of China. So I'm actually expecting that this week we'll see some continued strength at Alibaba. Although look at this parabolic move. This is where you want to be definitely taking off some profits, lightening up your positioning sizes so that you can continue to control that risk. Whether you want to put less allocation into your calls or you want to set up something like a spread, either way, this is where you want to be more risk off. We've already had a major move. If we do get a solid move over 109.43, you do have a chance to make a further run to 121. However, I would much rather like to see a pullback or some profit taking and then us try to hunt for that further extension. Above that, you can see even on here on the daily chart, you could start to make some real major moves. A quick gap from 121 to 130 is definitely in the cards. And above there, you're probably looking to achieve the 150s, kind of test some of these lows right here, maybe up into the 170s. And if we look at the RSI, it's overbought, but it's showing you how strong Chinese markets are. This is the strongest they've been in years, as people are excited to buy what they might perceive as very cheap valuations of these companies, with China pumping some stimulus and pulling back on some of the regulations that they had to try and stimulate their economy. I don't find it appealing from an investment standpoint, but as a trader, I play these all day. So we do need to keep a very close eye on USD and JPY. The last thing you want to see is another yen carry trade blow up, which would cause a similar event to what we saw on August 5th. However, when I look at the charts for different stocks like Disney here, looks really strong to me, right? We have this cup and handle that's playing out. I think this wants to climb a bit higher. I'd really love to see it come to 98. Over that, look for a move to 103. And there's a bunch of stocks like this that to me look really strong. We talked about Lowe's also last week. Lowe's still looks good to me. In fact, we kind of had this breakout and then we came and back tested this key level here. And then it just kind of, melted its way higher and higher. Looks fantastic to me. The other thing that I kind of want to continue to keep an eye on is XOM and some of the oil companies. We can see here on a monthly chart, we are firing to the upside. However, if I adjust this, you can see how small it is. So I'm looking for a breakout over 120. Now, it's going to be better confirmation if we can actually get it to maybe 124 and get it over the all-time high. But I'll come in and I'll take a shot at 120, just being very cautious that oil, loves to fake out. WTI also looks very fakey and very trappy. In the market in general this week, because of everything going on and all the fears, I'm expecting bears and bulls to really try to battle it out this week, and for fake outs to be really prevalent, especially with algos. I think algos are probably going to rip this market in the morning or plunge it in the morning, and then they're going to reverse on the day. You might see something like up, down, or up, down, up, with some chop in the middle there. And that's going to be a lot of algos kind of like shifting the market And of course, daily expiration 0DTE options also playing a role in that volatility as well. So I'm going to be really cautious. My favorite play for this week is going to be Tesla. Okay, we have deliveries on the 2nd. Okay, and then we also have the robotaxi on the 10th. So I think Tesla has a great setup into this week, and I'll be looking for us to achieve some real key levels. If we get over, 261, I think you have a setup for 270. Look for some resistance at 265. And then if you can get over the all-time highs, I think we could make a big run to 300. Now, if deliveries are bad, look for retracement. Okay, I talked about this in the Discord where we kind of went over like how you want to handle that, what targets you want to look for. If you want to join the Discord, check out the link down below. I share all this stuff and much more, and give live commentary in the market over there. Check it out. Hey, we're gonna raise prices on October 1st. So let me think. You have 2 days to lock in the price for the first month if you want to get a nice discount. So we're not raising them that much, but we are raising them, and we'll probably continue to raise them as we add more features for traders. For SPY looks like it's set up for some chop here. At all-time highs, it's kind of hard for me to be truly bearish because typically markets don't melt down or crash when everyone's prepped, right? And what we're seeing is that everyone is definitely prepped. When we look at the amount of puts that are being purchased, when we look at the hedging occurring with the VIX contracts, we can see that the market is definitely waiting for a big move. What most likely happens is that the volatility gets crushed, which be cautious with your calls because it can crush premiums on your calls. Even if the market goes up, if you see volatility get rug pulled, it'll be brutal to your contracts. So be cautious of that. Be aware that that can occur. I look at this market right now and I think patience, patience, patience. I want to see key levels actually get tested and get some big breakthroughs. There's a lot of macro turmoil going on and lots of people that are banking on a huge crash. And then you have the more bullish stance, which in my opinion doesn't really kick in with full force until post-election, where you have that clarity, that uncertainty gets solidified. Where now we know who's up. Now we know what to expect, and then we'll probably get some stimulus from the Fed post-election as they come in and support the market. That's when I think the bull market fires on all cylinders, and then we can look for something like 600. Right now, from where we're at and everything going on, I want to exercise patience. Okay, I want ample confirmation before I take a new position. So that'll be it for the weekly report. A nice, short, and sweet one. And I will talk to you all. I'll probably do another video on Wednesday, depending on how this market does. If anything major develops, oh my gosh, this week, continuing to watch this week, USD, JPY has got to be on your radar. Okay? Watch it. You don't want big moves like this. It can ripple out to other markets. But also remember, before you get too scared of US markets, that China's pumping major stimulus, and that can drive us higher against the fear. All right. For VIX, if you want to watch volatility, you don't hit true panic on VIX. And so you're probably going to need it over 25. Over 20, you probably start shaking in your boots. Over 25, that's when you're going to get a big explosion like we did in August. And that's when you're going to get real capitulation on the market. That's what you need to watch. So like, subscribe, ring the bell. God bless.